Listen up, partners. This is Good, Bad, Ugly on World Improv Network.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alex.
My name is Asa.
My name's Tom.
And we are your astute wind counselors to get you through the week with any daily grind issues that you might be experiencing or any problems that you want answered. We'll try to help you out. So let's get to our first winner. Our first winner is Nancy from Fort Collins, Colorado, and she writes, Dear Win, I'm new to Colorado and all my family lives out of state, so I don't have anything to do or plan for New Year's Eve. Any suggestions? What do you think, Ace?
Yeah, come see me and some other folks perform short form improv at the Bova Metropolis on New Year's Eve.
Oh, all right. What time does that start?
There's an afternoon show
Right.
at 4, I believe, and then a couple evening shows at 7 and 10. And the shows get out right in time to go out and see the fireworks downtown.
That's pretty cool. Now, are any of the other Win cast members going to be performing on New Year's Eve with you?
No.
No. Okay. Fair enough. What do you think, Tommy?
Well, Nancy, I wouldn't do what I did last New Year's Eve. Found a bunch of friends on Craigslist and went tubing down the Platte River and ended up in Denver Health for about 6 days from hypothermia. But
Right.
other than that, New Year's Eve is it's kind of overhyped when it comes to the nightclubs and the bars. Even though you can have a lot of fun out there, but you can also spend quite the dime if you know what I mean.
Right.
Too much fun.
Yeah.
Quite the dime, right?
Uh-huh.
So is that had the dime had anything to do with you ending up in the Platte River and getting hypothermia, or was that just kind of something else that sparked that as a great idea?
It was actually a flip of a quarter, not a dime.
Oh, an actual quarter. You know what we were listening to earlier? We're watching the Win World local news, and can you believe that the NFL actually has a heads and tails coin flipping overtime competition? They had it today in MetLife Stadium.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it was right after the Patriots-Jets game, I think, where the guy from the Patriots chose what to do after he won the coin toss. He elected to defer and kick off versus taking it in overtime, and then the Jets went down the field and won the game.
Huh. Wow.
So dimes and quarters are very important. Matter of fact, I would say, I'm going to go down the line to Tom here because, matter of fact, a lot of big decisions. Matter of fact, Tom and I have made some big decisions by flipping a coin. The coin does not lie. I had this thing called the Lucky Lipa, which is a Croatian currency. And we would flip that coin, and it never failed us. When we had to make a hard decision, we'd flip that Lipa, and whatever the Lipa says, we wouldn't go back on it. Matter of fact, should we try to take a train to Frankfurt, Germany, or to Rome, Italy in order to get back to the United States? Stand by. I mean, some pretty serious decisions. You might get stuck, run out of money and all this. It never failed us. Even though we had overbooked seats by like 14 seats on standby, we still got on the plane because the Lipa told us to go to Rome instead of Munich, Germany, or Frankfurt, Germany.
Wow.
Yeah. So Nancy, flip a coin, and the two choices are jumping into Horseshoe Reservoir up by Fort Collins or into the Platte River like Tom did last year. Well, you're going to have to pick one of the two, and hypothermia might be in your cards as well.
And get a Lipa.
Get a Lucky Lipa. All right, I hope that helps. Terry, who's our next winner from Montreal, Canada, and he writes, Dear Win, during this holiday season with all the bad stuff going on around the world, what have you been most grateful for? What a nice question. I'm gonna tell you. I'll give you the answer right now, Terry. This is immediately dawned on me. What I'm most grateful for is that I haven't gotten hypothermia, I haven't gotten run over by anybody, and I'm still breathing, talking to the rest of the world right now.
I agree with that. I mean, you have to be one that lives in the now, even though this entire life might be a dream. But I don't want to think that. But, I think that would be one thing that you can't think about the tragedies of certain things. Well, of course you have to think about things. I don't know what I'm saying.
But if it's a dream, then is that a nightmare? And then how do you get rid of that nightmare if it is a nightmare? I mean, if this life is just a dream like a Matrix game or something, I mean, what do you...
Well, that would require lots of more military support to get rid of that nightmare.
Oh.
And internally and externally.
Oh, okay.
I just was listening to this panel discussion, and these guys were talking about Taoism, and they were talking about this one guy who he was a philosopher, and one of his things was, I had a dream that I was a butterfly, and it was so much fun, and I was totally unaware of, who I was. And he was like, or am I that butterfly and I'm dreaming that I'm this person, but really I am the butterfly.
Yeah, see, that's some creepy stuff right there. I mean, it makes you think.
So maybe we're all butterflies,
Mm.
and this is our dream. We're dreaming that we're people.
And therefore, Terry should be grateful that we are enlightening him about this possibility of what life is really all about.
And be great. And I'm grateful for butterflies because there's pretty cool bugs.
They're
You
cool
know,
bugs.
There's a cool.
Yeah, they are, but you have to be you have to be grateful for things like your health and everything, but you don't want to be reincarnated as a butterfly and then get smashed by a windshield.
Yeah.
So
good point.
it's a
Plus-
catch-22.
Plus, I've got a butterfly swatter business to keep rolling. You know. what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true. Then you'd have to kill yourself, basically. You'd have to kill your reincarnated self or your inverted self.
Well, yeah, I would have sowed the seeds of my own destruction by selling all these butterfly swatters, and then if I were
a
to
butterfly.
reincarnate as a butterfly, I just screwed myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should see him when he goes to the butterfly pavilion with a can of Raid in his hand. It's just
Ace said, that's brutal. I can't
it's-
believe you did that.
I can't believe he did either.
Yeah.
Hey, that wasn't me. That was some con man.
Oh,
They were posing as me.
gotcha.
They're out there, you know.
In order to help your business, your butterfly swatting business.
I have no comment.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. Well, Terry, be grateful that you're a human being, it sounds like, because you could be a butterfly. All right. David from Denver, Colorado writes, Dear Win, I have been hitting on men recently at the gym. Do you think the gym is a good place to pick up dates? What do you think? Well, I know Tom is, he's pretty versed at this. You think it's a good place to pick up dates, the gym?
Well, I didn't understand the question if he's actually hitting them. Did you
good
say
point.
hitting
He could
on them,
hitting
or-
on them, which means he could be punching them with weights. He could be like hitting them with like massage balls and stuff, or he could be maybe actually like approaching them, flirting with them, trying
No,
to.
I don't
court
see
them.
a reason why it would be a bad place to meet another man.
Really?
No, I think that would be a logical place.
Yeah, because there's a lot of guys there,
Uh-huh.
and so now it's a matter of just selecting the right one.
Unless you're in a California school where the bathroom is same sex. So I don't know. I mean,
What?
Well, that's kind of a new thing in California. They have in grade schools, at least, that the boys and girls have to go in the same bathroom
Really?
because they can't figure out their gender. The parents can't figure out their own kid's gender.
Oh wow!
So that's kind of like that story I heard about in the South where the son, what was that again?
Oh
With the
yeah,
son?
yeah, that's right. That was in the news too about the sun actually possibly burning out and using up all its juice because the solar panel farms and installations would be stealing all the sun's power.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about like the prodigal son.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well,
So I mean, it's basically Caitlyn Jenner 60 years forward, right?
Yeah.
If he would have known or she would have known at 5
Mm.
versus I don't know how old he or she is, 65 maybe, I don't know. Then that could have really changed his life or her life significantly early on.
uh-huh.
Uh-huh. So that means if they're in the gym together, you just hit on somebody, and it could be a boy or a girl. It doesn't make a difference, but it's a good place because there's a lot of choice.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't know anymore. That's what God wanted. Sexuality as it is.
All right, Ace.
I would say not inside the gym, but like right outside the gym. You don't want any like communication wires to get crossed.
Right.
Because if you're like, "Hey, way to go! You way to lift those weights," that could just be construed as a compliment.
Right.
But if you're like, "Hey, I saw you in there. Way to lift those weights," now it's like you're taking. You know what I mean?
Just a good idea.
Maybe wait for them by their car.
I'm gonna go with you, Ace, on this one, but I'm gonna keep it within the the liability space, right?
All right.
Probably within 15 feet of the building. It's no longer the liability of 24-hour fitness or anyone else. So what I would do is I would set up a trip wire and trip them and help them up so you feel altruistic, like, oh, what a nice guy, he helped me up, and then compliment him about his weightlifting and his running and all that stuff, and suggest maybe we should go work out together. And then you start the process that way.
Bam.
Complimenting someone, though, when they're lifting weights might be taken as a negative because, if someone comes up and say, hey, nice lifting there, I might be like, are you calling me kind of a name that I shouldn't say?
Ah.
I was like, okay. Huh.
What? Like a weightlifter or
No, like a pansy, maybe. Is that
did
a
they
word?
compliment your technique?
So you
Yeah.
think they might be facetious.
They're making fun of you.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So they're making fun of you like, oh, you should be lifting 320 pounds instead of the $110 that you're lifting right
They're
now.
being,
Yeah.
they're being disingenuous.
Absolutely.
disingenuous.
They're being a disingenuous Doug.
That's it. A disingenuous Doug, like a con artist.
Right.
You know, acting to be really nice like a priest, but actually a con artist.
And I waited outside one of the guy's cars, and I got beat up by just standing by his car. He thought I was
What?
like in the steal or something. It's weird.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that, Tom. Maybe you should stay away from the gym altogether. You know? Maybe you should just kind of have your own mental gym where you lift weights in your mind.
Well, I don't have any restraining orders against gyms anymore. If
Maybe
that's
you're-
what you're asking.
Maybe you're a butterfly and it doesn't even matter if you lift weights.
That's it. That's it. And to get you one more piece of inspiration that might show you the way and the wings of the butterfly, we've got something known as Horoscope Corner.
Love, fortune, status. Let us do your astrological chart. Horoscope Corner on World Improv Network.
Hey, Gemini, I'm not going to lie to you about this. Your week's going to be really great. If you come back next week, tune in on Sundays, 8 to 9 p.m. We're always here. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Leave us comments and suggestions for things you'd like to hear on the show. Check us out on YouTube. Check out the podcast, World Improv Network, and always here at AM 1340, Sunday 8 to 9.
Thanks for listening to Win on Mile High Sports Radio. Don't forget to be a winner and interact with the cast by sending your suggestions or questions for each show segment throughout the week by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, on Twitter at World Improv Net, or by calling into the Mile High Sports Radio studio line on Sundays before or during the show. See you next week.